Thank you for joining us for the May Community Connection. I'm Brian Strand. This month's program will be taken from previous Community Connections with a few new spots mixed in. Hopefully May's longer days of sunshine will see us begin to move into a direction of normalcy. First up, a message from the Fridley Recreation Department.
Hi, customer Fridley Recreation participants.
Hello, Fridley Recreation participants.
Hello, Fridley Recreation participants.
Hello, Fridley Recreation participants.
We hope each and every one of you are doing well at home. I'm Margot Numedal, Recreation Division Manager for the City of Fridley. My name's Jen Graham, and I'm a Recreation Program Coordinator with the City of Fridley Park and Recreation Department.
I'm Mikey Oman, Customer Service Representative for the Recreation Department.
My name is Matthew Mraz, and I'm a Recreation Program Specialist at the City of Fridley.
My name is Bryce Richter. I am a Recreation Program Specialist here at the City of Fridley.
As you know, classes, activities, and leagues have been canceled. We are sure that we will bounce back better than ever when our time comes.
We will be in programs before we know it,
with a new appreciation for all the fun that we will have in the future.
While at home, fill your days with learning, spreading, and sending hope,
and taking time to explore new adventures with your family. Take this time to showcase your creativity and brighten the world around you.
If you found it difficult to come up with activities,
check out our city website, Rec to the Rescue.
We have been working to bring you a bunch of different
games,
crafts, and hobbies
to enjoy with your family and friends while you recreate from home.
The City of Fridley is there for you. If you want any ideas or specific activities that you feel the community would benefit from,
feel free to shoot us an email at recreation@fridleymn.gov.
One of the things my family is really enjoying during this time is getting outside, enjoying the weather, and going for nice walks in our neighborhood. I hope you can find things that you enjoy as well.
What I've been doing to stay hopeful is helping my kids with their schoolwork, being outside as much as possible, trying new recipes. It's been kind of fun.
To stay busy, I've been diving into my hobbies and going for long walks with my dog.
I've been spending my time giving old family members I haven't talked to in a while a call, talking to old friends, watching some movies, listening to some music, and kind of catching up on some of the things I've been putting off to do for me. So let us know how you've been spending your time at home. We would love to hear it and potentially share it with the rest of the community and brighten their day. Hope to see you soon and stay safe.
Hope to see you soon and stay safe. Bye, Fridley.
Hi everyone, welcome to this week's Pollywogs Home Edition. I am Naturalist Emily, and this week we have activities that allow us to explore things that are very big and very small. Hope you're ready. Our first activity involves putting numbers to sizes, and for this, you'll need a ruler. You can use one that you've bought at the store, or you can easily make one yourself. Take your ruler outside with you. Put different things that you find outside up against the numbers. You can either use inches, or my ruler gives me the opportunity to use centimeters as well. But the units aren't super important at this time. You just want to be able to compare how far on your ruler different things outside go. Taking my ruler on a walk, even just outside in my backyard, I'm able to measure a bunch of different things, like these mushrooms. I can see that the end of this mushroom goes from just about 0 almost all the way to 1, but there are more mushrooms in here that go even further past 1. It's gonna take me a while to measure all of these. Our next activity is a bit of a competition. For this one, the only thing you'll need is something to keep time. Oh, and a place outside to play. Pick a starting point. You and whoever you're competing against, whether it be your friend or a grown-up, have to find either the smallest or biggest thing you can bring back to your starting point in your set amount of time. More time allows you to look closer, but less time means you have to look faster. See if your observational skills are better than whoever you're playing with. Oh, hey, didn't see you down there. Looks like you got a head start on our next activity. This involves getting low and going slow. Find a place outside where you can lay on your tummy just like this and make observations. Look closely at things that are very small close to the ground. When you're all the way up there, it's hard to make these kinds of observations. So, getting low and slow allows you to see so many more things than you would just standing up. When we get low and slow in an area, we're able to see so many more things than we normally would. Sometimes grass just looks like it's all one color or all two, but there's so much to see down here. Even in your backyard, there's always something new to discover if you take the time to get close. Our next activity involves using your size to make comparisons. You'll either need string, yarn, or tape. And I want you to measure how big you are, all the way from your head down to your toes. Cut that bit of string or tape and take it with you outside. How many things can you find that are the same size as you? Are you bigger than most things? Are you smaller than most things? You'll never know until you go look. For our next activity, I want us to take things that are small and make them look bigger. So I found this twig. It's pretty tiny, but I want to look at it up close and see all of the details I don't normally notice. Now, if you have a magnifying lens, this is a perfect time to use it. Magnifying lenses take things that are small and make them look larger. But if you don't have a magnifying lens, do not worry. I have a solution. All you need is a glass and some water. As you can already see, the water inside the glass changes the way things look on the other side. Kinda silly, right? But it makes things look a little bit bigger than they do normally without the help of the glass. So if I take my twig and I put it on the other side of the cup, when I look closely at it, it looks bigger. So if I were to make this work for me, I would be looking at my glass this way, and I'd put my twig on the other side. From here, I'm able to see more details than I normally could with just my eyes. I've made my own magnifying lens. We've taken a lot of time to look at small things. Let's try to look at some of the bigger things. First things first, what's the biggest thing where you are? Is it a plant? An animal? Was it made by nature or by people? Find the biggest thing you can. The biggest thing where I am is this tree. It's even taller than my house. I want to take a couple minutes to appreciate how big this tree is and how long it must have taken to get this big. And even if something that's biggest in your area isn't something that comes from nature, appreciate how much time and energy and effort went in to making something so big. Our final activity involves sorting. Try to find, we'll say 10 different items of different sizes outside. Then find a place to lay them out, smallest to biggest. Or, I suppose biggest to smallest would work too. Start in the middle, if you feel like it too. Work your way up, and I think I'm gonna need a bigger place to work. Here's how I sorted some of the things I found in my own yard. As you can see, I put the smaller things down on this end, and the larger things way over there on that end. If I took more time, I bet I could find even smaller things and even bigger things than this. Well, thank you for spending time with me today. I hope you have fun looking for the big and small things wherever you are and taking time to get low and slow and make those observations. Enjoy the weather, stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Lawns de Legumes grant program is open until June 2nd. Fridley's environmental planner, Rachel Workin, will bring you up to speed on the program.
The City of Fridley is a pollinator-friendly community. Pollinators like butterflies, bees, and birds support a healthy ecosystem and food economy. Unfortunately, mowed grass lawns can be like deserts for our pollinator friends, without any food, water, or shelter. Consider if your lawn can be used to help our urban ecosystem. Even a small patch of native plants can provide an important resting and feeding stop. A new grant program titled Lawns to Legumes is now available through the Board of Water and Soil Resources. This grant program aims to increase pollinator-friendly habitat in our urban environment. Residents, both owners and renters, can fill out a quick application to be eligible to receive $350 for the purchase and installation of native plants, flowering trees, and bee lawn seed mixes. Prior gardening experience is not required. To learn more, visit bwsr.state.mn.us and search for Lawns to Legumes, or to apply for the $350 grant for pollinator-friendly landscaping, visit bluethumb.org. Planting with native plants provides habitat, improves air and water quality, and brings in wildlife that's fun to observe. Consider making your lawn more pollinator-friendly this spring.
Springbrook Nature Center's Spring Project began in the planning stages more than 20 years ago. The project consists of a new interpretive center, an updated parking lot, an amphitheater, nature play area, and the last piece of the puzzle was the new pavilion, which was completed last fall. The community has come together in many ways to help make this Spring Project a reality.
Most cities can't boast about having a nature preserve with the programming and the facilities that we now have here today.
We were very pleased with the ongoing and outreach of the community to support this project.
If we hadn't had volunteers, we really wouldn't have all the things that we have here today.
So many people came together to make the project a reality.
Saya St. Clair, the former director of Springbrook Nature Center, had sort of said Springbrook is being loved to death, and so we need to think about what happens when the population, the use of Springbrook continues to grow.
And having that increase in visitation then made us start to look at, boy, we didn't really plan on having this many people come out to this park, and what are we going to do to assure that people can still come out here and even more people can still come out, and yet the park itself can sustain that kind of use.
I think we're at a critical time where environmental education is just an essential part of the education of young people. A connection to nature is an essential part of our lives today. I think that's really the important role that Springbrook plays, is that we are sort of that gateway to nature.
Well, the process of going from what we used to have 15 years ago to what we now have today is awesome. I mean, it's like night and day.
The key partnerships, I think, were really between the Springbrook Nature Center Foundation and the City of Fridley.
And I knew we had a real challenge ahead of us to raise all that money for the Spring Project. So over the course of my first couple of years, we kind of went through the process of refining the Spring Project and exactly what it would be.
Everybody on the Springbrook Nature Center Foundation is a volunteer. And so as a component of that, they were out working with City Council and working with the state legislature to try to get funding and try to help us get projects and activities like that.
We were successful at the legislature of getting $5 million. The $5 million was through the bonding legislation. It took us about 10 years to get that approved, but in 2014 that was approved.
I think that the success is actually a product of just continuing on, perseverance. Never say die. We just kept at it until they finally said yes.
As a grant writer, it's important to inform the grantee, or the donor, what it is that Springbrook has to offer, our record of success and the wonderful programs that we have provided, and then have a concrete program that you're asking funding for.
The community's been a wonderful supporter of the Springbrook Nature Center, and it's there's been about $2 million given by corporations, both as cash and as in-kind contributions. We've also had close to 500 individuals who've donated about $500,000 to $600,000 since 2014.
The Fridley Lions were very instrumental in the success of the benefits here that you see today at Springbrook Nature Center. With $300,000 donated from that organization alone over the last 6 years, their generosity was wonderful.
All this involvement from community organizations like the Fridley Lions to local businesses all coming together, and to me it really sort of validated the important role that Springbrook plays in the community. We've already seen some big changes in our ability to have more programs and different types of programs to better serve the communities. A few examples of that is we have the beautiful new amphitheater. That amphitheater space has allowed us to serve as a community gathering space and to offer different types of programs that we just couldn't offer before. We just didn't have an appropriate space. The Nature Play space that we've added has really given us a space that people come back to again and again, and it's also created a destination.
I think the pavilion is really going to enhance the appeal of Springbrook. The old pavilion didn't even have outlets, so if you wanted to have a picnic and you were going to bring your crock pot, there was no place to plug it in. And so this is just going to be wonderful for picnics. It'll be great for craft projects that are a little messy, and I think it's really going to be a great addition to the spring project.
All of these changes that have occurred over these years, and especially in these last few years to Springbrook, make Springbrook much more able to serve the community in a much more multi-dimensional way.
You know, it's been a wonderful experience of community support and community action to contribute to the Nature Center.
It took a lot of people with a lot of vision and a lot of perseverance to make this happen.
The Spring Project has positioned us to be able to serve the community now and for generations to come.
The 2020 street reconstruction project on 69th Avenue has begun. On the April Community Connection, civil engineer Brandon Broadhegg explained the project.
The City of Fridley Engineering Division has a street project this year coming up on 69th Avenue from Central Avenue to the eastern city limits at Stinson Boulevard, and on Anoka Street from 69th Avenue to the southern termini down at Creekview Park. The project consists of street rehabilitation. It consists of over a half mile of street rehab. Other elements of the project include removing the bituminous trail on the north side of the road, bumping out the southern curb line to narrow the street width. With moving of the street curb, we will be installing a drainage swale and a new 10-foot bituminous trail from Central Avenue to the eastern city limits. Other aspects of the project include reclaiming the street, paving the street, curb work, bituminous trail, removing of the retaining wall in front of Medtronic, restoration, signage work, and striping. Northwest Asphalt out of Shakopee, Minnesota was awarded the project in the fall of 2019. The project construction is slated to start in late April, early May, when road restrictions have been lifted. Anoka Street is slated to start first with the street rehab and curb work, and then we will move on to 69th Avenue of moving the southern curb line, working on traffic signals, and doing the reclaim and the paving. Notifications will be sent out to all the residents affected by the project, and you can also go to our city website at fridleymn.gov and search the project on the engineering website.
Hello everyone, I'm Officer Murphy with the Fridley Police Department. Recently, the Fridley Police Department received a federal grant that allows for a full-time DWI officer to be out there patrolling on the streets. This grant will be taking place from October 1st of 2019 till October 1st of 2020. I was selected to be that enforcement officer for that entire year, so I just wanted to reach out to everybody, let you know that I will be out there patrolling the streets of Fridley looking for DWIs and enforcing DWIs. So please plan accordingly. Use the resources that are available to you, Lyft, Uber, friends, relatives, whatever you can think of. Plan ahead, drive sober, and be safe.
You can't have a great outdoors without a great environment. Curbside Composting says you care about the environment. Rachel Workin tells us about Fridley's Curbside Composting program.
Did you know that you can recycle organic waste here in Fridley? This includes all of your food waste, food scraps, paper towels, pizza boxes, and more. This can add up to a big impact on the amount of waste that you produce. Current participants in the Organics Recycling Program are recycling 450 pounds of food waste per year, which is processed by a commercial composter into compost that's needed for road and landscaping projects. This results in a decrease for the demand of landfills, as well as a decrease in the amount of greenhouse gases that food waste emits as it breaks down, which is one of the largest sources of residential greenhouse gas emissions. If all eligible households in Fridley participated in the Organics Recycling Program, Fridley would divert more than 3.5 million pounds of food waste from the landfill each year. Participating in the program is low cost and easy. For $10 a month, less than a lunch out, you would receive compostable bags, a kitchen pail, as well as weekly pickup on Wednesdays of your organic waste through Republic Services. Republic Services would send you a bill every 3 months. To participate, sign up at fridleymn.gov/organics or call 763-572-3594. Pick up your kitchen pail at Springbrook Nature Center or Fridley City Hall and line it with the provided compostable bag. Bags are also available at Cub and Menards and other local retailers. Fill the bag with all of your food scraps like banana peels, eggshells, chicken bones, and more. When the bag is full, place it in your curbside cart and wheel it down to the curb on Wednesdays. Help reduce landfill waste in Fridley and create more compost.
Family Friendly Fridays premieres different classic movies and television programs every Friday night at 7 p.m. on Fridley Municipal Television. Some of the programs you might see include silent films by Buster Keaton and Charlie Chaplin, the Beverly Hillbillies TV show, classic cartoons, and even views from space from NASA. If you can't join us for Family Friendly Fridays at 7 p.m., look for our replays throughout the week. You can also find Family Friendly Fridays along with all other Fridley Municipal programs online and on demand. Just go to the City of Fridley website at fridleymn.gov and look for the City TV icon. This will bring you to our online site. The coronavirus has added a wrinkle to the 2020 census. Community Engagement Specialist Alyssa Krusel has an update to the changes in the census.
Hello, my name is Alyssa Krusel, and I'm a Community Engagement Specialist with the City of Fridley. A huge thank you to everyone in the City of Fridley that's already responded to the 2020 census. The state of Minnesota continues to lead the nation in census self-response rates. Due to COVID-19, the U.S. Census Bureau is adapting and delaying census operations to protect the health and safety of staff and the public. Even though the Census Bureau is adapting and delaying operations, you can still respond to the census online, over the phone, or by mail with a paper form. One of the most impactful things you can do right now is fill out your census and encourage your family, friends, and neighbors to fill theirs out as well. Filling out the census online is currently the safest option with social distancing measures in place for both our Fridley residents and Census Bureau staff. Information collected from the census is used for population counts and is vital to ensure federal funding for emergency response services. If you have not completed the census yet, that's okay. You can respond on your own until October 31st, but don't wait until then. You are encouraged to fill out your census even if you have not received an invitation in the mail. You can respond to the census by going online to my2020census.gov or by calling 844-330-2020. If you prefer a paper copy, paper forms were sent to addresses sometime between April 8th and April 16th. Census information is also available in 59 different languages. You can learn more at 2020census.gov. If you do not respond, census workers will be visiting addresses sometime between August and October. Filling out the census online right now is the safest option for our community. Census workers take an oath to protect and keep private all of the information that they collect, and it is kept confidential for 72 years. If you have any questions about how to verify the identity of a census worker, you can go to 2020census.gov or call 800-923-8282. If you have questions or would like to receive updates about the 2020 census, text COUNT to Minnesota 2020 or COUNT to 66-2020. Visit the City of Fridley's website to learn more about the census and don't miss your chance to show that Fridley counts.
As we slowly begin to merge our lives back into a regular summer routine, we find many of our summer comforts gone. Bunker Beach is closed for the summer. Many of the regular programs and classes at Springbrook Nature Center have been canceled. Fridley Recreation Department programs have been postponed, shortened, or canceled. And the Fridley 49er Days has been canceled. But not all is lost. Look for updates on the City of Fridley website. Subscribe to email updates and follow the City of Fridley on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter. I'm Brian Strand. Thanks for watching.
This has been a production of Fridley Municipal Television, Channel 17. Thanks for watching.